Hey guys, Jonathan right here. Welcome to this live streaming. I'm so happy and so glad to have you here in this Friday. So in this tutorial, I'm gonna show you a process that I'm gonna do to make a sort of character design, and I'm gonna show you the process using some references and explain some points that is very important when you are trying to make a game character. Okay, so you guys can say hello and I can see your names. Okay, and okay guys, let me grab here my wine because today is Friday and it's very important to feel great today. So I'm gonna share with you here the process that I'm gonna do for this character. First of all, I got these references from the internet. I'm gonna do here Dracula, okay? And as you can see here, we have these two different characters, of course. And what I'm gonna do, I will try to apply this character right here, these shapes, like these references. I will try to translate this Dracula into this style. What do I mean by that? I mean that we have two different type and styles. All right, we have the simple and minimal art style to the realistic detail art style. All right, and in order to make this happen, of course, you need to understand where you are going to select the shapes. Okay, hello Gabriel, welcome. And of course, let me start right now. I don't want this to take too long, as usual. Okay, so I just created a pixel layer, and I will select here my favorite pencil. And as you can see here, this character have this posture, and we are going to try to use this shape, And in order to do that, let me start here. I will draw here a head, as you can see here. Okay, I'm beginning here with this head, and while I'm trying to sketch, I'm looking at these two references. Okay, I'm trying to see which shapes you guys can apply, and also I'm trying to mix these both at the same time. So of course you guys can try to change some shapes. I will try to make something fast here, and for example, as you can notice, I'm trying to follow this shape, as you can see here, but I will try to make something more minimal, more simple, and like this. So imagine that we have this proportion. You guys can try to make something like this. So the head is this size, this is the upper body, and this is the legs. Okay, but in our case, as this is a bigger version, you guys can also try to make something like this. Okay, so here I'm going to make the legs. Okay, I will try to, when you are trying to draw, think about to draw really loose, really fast. I mean, like this, and try also to keep this shape. As you can see here, there is this format, and you guys can try to follow this shape. But as you can see, I'm trying to follow here and already trying to custom this, and let me draw here. And for example, guys, this guy here has a bigger chin, and you guys also can follow this shape. All right, this is not a rule. This depends of which style you want to achieve. I will try to follow a little bit of his characteristics, So let's see here, drawing here this shape. All right, and we can start to make this. This is a pretty rough sketch. Okay, this is a pretty rough sketch, and of course, with more you understand about the anatomy, more your eyes will see the shapes behind of these lines, you know. So this is why I like to use just few lines to make this character. And of course you guys can change this pose if you want. So, you know, let me start here to draw his eyes. Okay, this is gonna be really simple. Let me zoom more, and I will draw here his mouth. You can change his shape as you see properly, but I will try to make something like this. Okay, look, and with more to define the lines, this is the place where you are going to vector the lines, right? And here is the shape of the cape, you know. And okay, so basically we already have the body ready. Okay, and you guys can do something like this. I will show you a nice technique that you can apply. For example, you can also try to flip, you know. So it seems working nice for a while. As you can see, the shape is not so wrong, but you can try to follow this, you know, this shape, because it's like this, and I'm gonna try to follow this same way. And for this one, I'll make it a little bit different. Okay, I will not follow totally. I will try to make him you know, open his hand, and as you can see here, I'm defining more the line. This is the stage that I really like, because I can see better where is the lines, you know. So basically here I'm starting already to make things from my head. So this is a really great step, because I just got this guy here just to see to show you the level of details that I want to achieve. All right, so as this is a character, this can take a long time to make here, but okay guys, I think this is for this sketch is enough. I think I can start to sketch here, but just let me adjust more the legs shape. I think is great now, and I can try to clean more the lines, as you can see here. Okay, and here we go. I'm just using on single I'm just using here only on single pencil. Okay, I'm not changing here to others. So again, you can flip to see and check if everything is you know, is symmetrical, you know, because sometimes the proportion cannot be really good. So I would do here something really simple. I don't want to make something really realistic. All right, yeah, that's fine. Let me, okay, and you guys can try to make some shadow just in order to know where the shadow will be applied. Okay, and let's see here if he, okay, here he has some details, like for example, I almost forgot, but you guys can try to use something like this, you know, this shape. This is a triangle shape, and triangle shapes, okay, this means danger, okay, and soft shape means more softness and something like this. So if you are doing some enemies or dangerous character, remember to look at more point and this kind of flat shape, you know, triangle shapes. So he is where we are trying to do. Okay, and let me check here his some details. I can try here, that's fine. And you can also add here the, you know, eyebrow. I don't know if I will do this, I can add later on. I just did here just a place where you guys can apply. Okay, that's fine. I will record it here. It took me almost 10 minutes to make this sketch. It's a really nice thing that you guys can do, okay, to practice exercises like this. And okay, let me give you some tips before we make the vector. The tip here I'd like to tell you here is ask yourself, which shapes am I seeing? While you are drawing, while you are vectoring, try always to ask yourself, because if you get deeper and deeper in your drawing, you maybe can lose yourself in these details, you know. So here I'm telling you which style I want to achieve. So you guys can feel a little bit frustrated sometimes because you are not able to find yourself in which design style you want to achieve. So try to grab something like this, you know. For example, if you want to make some simple minimal art, try to grab some references from the internet, real references, and try to you know, to translate these into shapes. All right, this is not a secret, to be honest. And well, let me back here. This is just the tip that I would like to give you. This is why this is a special live streaming, because I would try to teach you a really great things that can help you to learn even more faster, you know. Okay, so I will start here to vector. Just remember, if you want to invert this to black, okay, let me show you. I will just disable the background, all right, and I will apply here the color overlay to black. That's fine. Here we have the character, but let's keep that same style there because I like it for today. And I will create here the vector layer, and I will start here right now to make the shapes. Okay, I will use here the pencil tool because I want to be fast. All right, but you guys can use the pen tool as well. Let me start here just by, let me click here and select some random colors. I'm not focusing now in the colors. Okay, so you guys, let me just arrange this layer, and you guys can decrease here. Okay, so I will start here to draw the head shape, but first let me set these settings, and let me save here. Okay, it's really important to save in order to not lose the project if the app crash. And I will start here now to make the shape. Look, it is something really smooth. And let me fix here. Okay, and you can see here the lines behind the sketch line, you know. Hello every tonic tree. Now I will try to draw another shapes. As you can see here, let me change the color. Maybe the lines will not be very well applied. Okay, so I will not focus it on the lines, but let's use here the paint tool because I'm a bit afraid to have to fix these lines. Okay, so this is how I like to vector. 3 lines. Okay, that's fine. Let me place these guys here, and let's continue to vector his body. You guys can 3 shapes, or okay, as you can see I'm following here his body, you know. Let me change here this color. The color is not the case for now. I'm just drawing the shapes. Okay, and remember this works like the 3D low poly, so you need to focus only in the points, you know, where the curves change. So as you can see, I'm not applying the curves, it's just the points. This is why I feel a little bit you know, comfortable to use the pen tool, because I have much more control to change the points compared to the pen tool, you know, pencil tool, sorry. And okay, let's add here, this is the arms. Let me try to decrease here or increase more Let me change here just a bit so you guys can see better, you know, the shape, how these look like. Okay, so like here, let's draw the back arm, you know. Back arm, it would be like this. Okay, and now the final one, it will be the, it's robe. Oh, forgot the name. Here, look, I didn't make the curve, so I just draw these points like this. Okay, that's fine. And now you guys can, let me change to the more red, you know. I've played Castlevania, so in my mind, when I remember about Dracula, vampires, things like this, I always remember about the games Dracula, not this guy here. I've just got this guy here because his shape is really awesome to understand better. I think he's from Disney. And it's always awesome, you guys grab references from Disney if you want to be a character design, you know, because on there you can have a lot of inspirations, references. Let me fix here. As you can see, I'm just in the curve. It's not difficult if you practice to make in this way that I'm doing. Okay, it's supposed to be simple. And here we go. I will add here a point and just adjust here this curve, as you can see here. So everyone can hear me, all right? Just confirm me because I'm focused on here. And maybe I'm not paying so much attention to myself. Okay, so we have all the shapes, I think. Let me check here. This is the shape from the, let me change these colors, as you can see here, you know. And okay, so now we can start to apply here the colors, you know. Let me add here the shape for this is another side of the ear, as you can see here. Okay, it's supposed to be simple, and this one is a little bit weird because I used the pencil tool. Let me adjust here because, okay, that's fine for a while. Okay, I will now apply the colors because, as you can see, we have details to add here, like the nose, eyes, you know, mouth, etc. And now I will focus on the colors. About the colors, guys, let me explain you a little bit. There is some principles that you guys can follow, but never try to use just one single color. Like for example, like this. I want to use a red, and you want to blend to this color to, for example, to light in black. So never try to make just this, you know, like this and this. So this color will be not very good in the principles of shadings, you know. What we have to do basically is try to move this color to more orange, you know, or this side. This depends on the temperature of the ambient environment, I mean, you know. And this is a little bit what we are looking for. Okay, this is just a small example about how you guys can deal with the blend things, right? So basically, just to remind you, try to never change this color in this single line. Always try to change between his analogous colors, you know. This will be awesome. All right, back in here, let's color. I will see here. I have no idea which colors I will apply, but I will let me activate here this background again because I can see better. Let me check. I'm gonna use here something like this, you know. daddy skin, I think. This is gonna be the skin. In your screen, I think it's too, the light's too much, but it's because of the webcam. And let's check it out here. This ear also needs to follow this color, so I'm focused here just on the color, okay? And basically only his head will appear with this color, and his hand maybe. Let me see here. Look his hand, how it's look like. Look what I'm gonna do. I will just click here, and change like this. You can keep something like this, you know. Look, I'm just adjusting here the curves, as you can see. For a while it's good. Let me change here the color so you guys can see better. Maybe I can already change this. And let me check here something, because this character is black, so basically the black background will not be good in our view. So let me change it, the color of this background to opposite color. Okay, so maybe a green color will be better to see. Okay, so this is good in order to see more the details. Okay, and here we go. I will arrange his details of this shape. Okay, and this one, let me check here. Okay, 22 minutes. And this detail right here. Okay, let me check the color. What you can do here, guys, is basically we can add some, for example, let's show you, insert inside, and I will try to make something really nice, I think. Let's see here. I drew here a black shape, and I applied it right here, you know, and I will apply the same to here, because the red side is in this side, I mean, you know, the side part. And I will apply more things like this one. Okay, here we go. Let me change here this shape. You guys can check the references in order to see how it looks like. And as you can see, the arm is behind, you know, so you need to place this behind of this shape here. And probably you are going to need to draw the shape, because there is the cape. I think it's this name, and the arm and the front side, so you need to draw the front side right here. Before to do that, we need to check which is the layer. I think it works now. Okay, and yeah, another way you guys can do basically is try to change here the shape of his arm, you know, so it's hide, you know, so you will not see this part. All right, guys, let me check here his upper body. It is black as well, I think. Okay, it's black. And let me check his arm here, and yeah, here we go with the little detail adjustments. And basically this character doesn't have a lot of details, you know, so let me start his with this detail of his face. Okay, so in order to do that, I'm thinking to make something different. All right, let me use the raster. Let's see if this will work. If it's not, we can back and use the the vector. Let's see here if this will work. I'm going to use the pixel layer, and let's see here. I think the resolution is not big enough, you know, to make the pixel, so this will not work here. I will need to resize this, but I will keep with the vector. This is good to know, you know. So I will use vector like this and change a little bit the shape of his eyes. Let me change here. Okay, like something like this. Let's add here his hair shape, and you guys can do something like this. Try to change the color first, select the layer of the head, insert inside, and you can try to start to draw the head, you know, hair. And here we go. Just give it a small adjustments. I did this by myself, so I think it looks nice, I think. No? And let's add here some details to this ear and nose and thing like this. Let's see here. I'm gonna use the paint tool, right? And I will use this and change the stroke like this. Change here. Yeah, let's see here the point. You guys can change here this curve, as you can see. Hey guys, hey Elevelton and Shandy. This guys is my best friends. And as you can see here, you guys can keep like this. Okay, this is a cartoon style, you guys can see. And I will start to draw the mouth and keeping the same. If you can't see the sketch, just show more the opacity. Hi Art Anime, this is our name, isn't it? So yes, I use also Affinity Designer on desktop, all right, and just to make some bigger projects. But to draw things like this, I really like to use the iPad Pro, you know, because I'm using the pencil here and it's much more natural. As you can see, this is a kind of cartoon line, you know. And let me try here to draw more. Actually, this live stream was not in my plan. I had an idea. Oh my gosh, it's Halloween! I almost forgot about Halloween, and so I think, oh my god, I will do something related to it. And okay, we have this shape. Need to make the mouth. You guys can do something like this. As you can see, I just draw a few points. Okay, so this is not a big trouble, and you guys can take a time to adjust. As you can see here, these curves you can drag to this head shape. And what you guys can do, let me check. I think I will add the iris brow. Let's see here how this will look like. Let's see. You guys can do something like this, or change the shape, whatever. Let's see another shape like this. You guys need to check, you know. Okay, seems nice. I will drag and drop and flip, change this size, something like this. Okay, there is no secret about this. This is a process that with more practice you get, more fast you also get. And as I'm trying to explain each step that I'm doing here, I'm not truly focusing here. I mean, focused in every detail. And let's take here. Okay guys, let me add more details just to this, because the face, we care a lot about it, you know. Let me drag something like this and change this. As you guys can grab this color and change here this color to more black, okay, something like this. Let me check how this is looking like. Let me change the opacity. As you can see, we just need to add more lights to see where is the light, shadows. Let me apply here some colors so you guys can see better where is the teeth and the mouth. Okay, you can see. I can add here a tongue. Let me add a tongue because it's too black, so you guys can think of something about this. I'm not so sure if these look good, to be honest. I'm just drawing and see how these look like. To be honest, I don't care if it looks bad, to be honest, because everything can be adjustable, you know. You are dealing with vector, and well, that's good. And what I'm gonna do, I will paint here his hand. Let me check, insert inside. I'm trying to draw fast here like this, and I'm using here this color, as you can see. Okay, you guys can try to adjust here something like this. Okay, and let me check here a little bit more details. Okay, let me erase here this one, right? Yeah, you guys can understand a little bit more the human shape like this. Let me try something like this. Yes, I just did this to show you a way that you guys can draw details, okay? Because this is a special live, and I think it's very important to show you some steps. So here we go with this hand, and let me check here this detail. You guys can adjust, as you can see here. Okay, so let me change here this black to more grayscale, because it's too black. It's too black. Maybe this, because if you want to add some details, maybe you will not be able to see. It's just with the lights. Okay, and let's add here the something like this, you know, and apply a line. I'm gonna apply here a line to the center. Let me check here again, this shape here. You guys can follow a different shape, whatever, but let's try to make this same. And let me grab insert side, pencil tool, and okay, let me try to make something like this and something like this. Adjust here this shape to match, you know. Yeah, and you guys can add some, you know, buttons, you know, like this one. Yeah, this is from my head. I'm not thinking about this. Maybe here, you know, this depends. Can be to other side, whatever. Let me add to other side as well. I think it will be nicer. You guys can check here like this. Again, let me back and save this, okay, in order to keep everything clear. And group these guys. And okay guys, I will, let me add here the divisor of this shape. Okay, I'm gonna start here drawing a line. This line will be white, as you can see. Okay, as you can see here, and let me check something like this, and I will apply something like this maybe. Hey guys, I'm not explaining in a deeper way, okay, because I don't want this to take more than, let me see, it is 35 minutes. It's not too bad actually for this character. Yeah, you guys can let something like this and change the opacity, okay, something like this to not be too much strong. Look guys, and so art anime, I learned a lot from my experience from is basically all of it from Photoshop. About Adobe Illustrator, for example, I don't have a lot of experience on there, you know, because the interface on there is very strange to me. The layer system is, to be honest, in my opinion, is horrible. And Photoshop, I use a lot of curves on there, you know. Okay guys, let me check here more things we can do. This is too black. I want to change this more things like this, you know. And let me add more details. Let me think about details now. The shape is done, okay, all the shape is already done. And I'm wondering here about this black shape. Let me check here. These two guys to be black. I think it will be better, no? And well, as the shape is already done guys, I will start to make some lights, okay? I think it's time to add lights. Let me group all of it. Let me check here also. I'm grouping here like this. And let's see, there is a detail here. Like this, you can see. The legs. Let me check here. I will add here the details like this. Look, I will, for example, I will grab this color, turn a little bit to black and up more the saturation. All right, it's not just the black, and I will start to make something like this. Okay, and let's use the scope mode, and you guys can try to see more what I mean by this, you know. And of course you need to apply this inside of this cape, okay, and change this. Of course, let me apply the gradient because it's too black. And in order to do more details, you guys can try, for example, to make these things like this, you know. I'm doing this without thinking so much, okay. So it's really nice when you achieve these things because you don't think so much, you just try and see how this look like. And let me grab to here. Look how the details are being applied. And let me check. We'll add here the light above these arms and this to make the contrast, you know. The contrast is very important. So I'm gonna use here the vector brush. It's time to use the vector brush. I will use here, let me see which one I'm gonna use. I have so many here. I'm gonna use the essential vector brush, and this is my custom, but you guys can use it's just change the curve, you know. Let me, for this one, you know, let me check here something like this. No, it's too strong. You can, let me check more. You need to select the layer, the correct layer, in order to draw inside, you know, like this. I just selected and draw inside, and now you can draw properly. Look, I will do something like this. All right, and here, here we go. to this upper body. This upper body will be here. Okay, let me draw here, and remember to place this inside of the shape. Also to the legs. Where is the legs? Let me select the legs. The legs is one single shape, as you can see here. You know, is not too much details. This is really cool. And let me try, but I need to select the insecticide. I hope the Affinity guys will add some insecticide instead of clicking here. I don't like to click every time here. Oh my gosh, like something like this. But let me fix this line. Okay, no. Oh my gosh. Okay, now here we go. You guys can do something like this. Hey, username, I didn't get so well your question. I will review after then. Okay. And okay, so this light is well applied, and I can apply more lights to these guys right here. Insert inside again, vector brush, apply this. Again, insert inside, vector brush, apply. You guys can apply here, here and here. Look, here and here. No, here and here. Fine, that's fine. And now to this side, let's apply here and here. Change this opacity. Let's change here this curve. You guys can apply the opacity. Well, let me upsize here because the opacity. So I'm changing here this opacity. As you can see, I'm using the transparency tool. That's fine. And let me adjust this here. Yeah, here you go, guys. It's becoming nice. I didn't explain anything about these characters, so for me it's really thing that I'm enjoying to do, because sometimes I struggle to make a character from my head, but everyone can struggle, so this is the reason you need to grab some references in order to make the details. Remember, I'm gonna add here some shadows behind his here, but I'm a little bit concerned about to add this shadow, because it can be a little black. But let me check here, this like something like this. Okay, it's fine. And okay, guys, it seems. Oh, I think I got what the username, what I mean by this. I think is, let me check here. I'm gonna use the node tool, and let's see, something like this maybe. Oh my gosh, this curve is really strange to fix. Let me check. Can be something like this. Is it your username? Is it what you mean? Yeah, not too bad. You guys can do something like this. I will add this, okay, just to see and show you that you guys can do and change anything in any stage. Okay, that's fine. And now I'm gonna back here to this face, and let me change it. Okay, now it's time to save again. It's a habit. I will back here and add the light to this face. We're almost done, okay, guys? So just a bit of patience and we are done. And I'm gonna use the brush tool here. Let me check his ear and turn this ear. Can you see, guys, this ear? I will turn this with this color here. Okay, it's because it's behind, and you can try to add something like this, but with the white color, okay? Because imagine that the light is coming from this direction, right? And here, let me adjust his shape, head shape, you know, and you guys can do something like this. And let me check here. Now it's time to adjust a little bit the head shape. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I know there is some shapes out of the place, but I don't want to take a time to adjust. The reason that I don't care a lot about details because in this example I like to show you that you need to spend more time in the shape and color. Details you always lead to the final, right? And here we have also, again, just to remind you that the details like values, light shadows, and lining patterns you leave to the last step, all right? And back in here, we'll see. To add more lights. Let's check here to this face. Let's see here, guys. There is a line here that I don't know how to choose. Let's check here. As you can see, you need to grab this curve to the inside of this head, and you can change this intensity by the curve, okay, as you can see here. And let me just in here this light, and I will add here, let me check, a little bit of shadow side with this guy here, and let's see how this will look like. Okay, and I need to grab the color and apply here right in this side and change this curve. Okay, and okay guys, let me add here more details to these eyes. Let's see here, something like this. Wait a second, okay, this is not a mistake, was intentional. I will add here something like this, you know. I'm trying to make this kind of daddy skin, you know, and something like this. You guys can change this shape like this or this. Yeah, I will apply to another side as well. Let me select this and grab in and change here. You guys also can add I will add here one thing that I think will be really nice. Let's figure it out together. I will add here this thing, this highlight. Okay guys, this is the highlight, and you guys also can try to make something. For example, if you want to change his expression, you guys can make something like this, you know. This is very nice to work with as well, you know. And well, I think you guys we're done. Let me, because this is a detail stage, you know, because all the idea is applied. So here is just details. And let me adjust here this curve, because remember guys, when you are doing a character design, remember to understand the landmarks. All right, the landmark is very important, very important. So don't miss to study the landmarks. Yes, like this. And okay guys, I think we are done for this character, right? And it was really awesome to work in this character, and you guys can apply layer effects. I didn't apply some layer effects here, but I will apply the shadow, okay, here, just to, because This is a thing that I really use a lot. And you can apply the Gaussian blur, okay? Even if this character is flat. So basically this character is a more minimalist style, you know, there is no much details. So I think the Gaussian blur is not very good to apply. Yes, we are done guys with this character. And let me check here something. Oh, last thing. I will apply a color to this background, and I will add here effects, because I can't leave this video without effects. Let's see here. Imagine that something like, which color I can use? I don't know. And let's see. I'm still trying to figure out which color. I think purple. Purple looks nice. Let's see another. Oh, I think it's nice. Becoming nice. Let's check this. And alright guys, that's all for now. Let me open my webcam again. And here we go. This was a little bit longer, I guess. I don't know. Here is marking 51 minutes. Stop. And okay, open to the questions. Have you guys have any questions to make? Let me check here the Instagram, because I asked you to make some questions on the Instagram. Okay, Francesco, I think this is the correct name. Hello Jonathan, do you have tutorials in Udemy, you know? So Francesco, I don't have tutorials in Udemy yet, because it takes a really good time to make a tutorial really detailed by step. So I like to make these kind of tutorials that is much more natural, that you guys can talk with me and see my process in real time. But really I plan to make a masterclass. I don't know if I'm gonna use the Skillshare within my or another platform, even my website or Gumroad. I don't know yet, but it's something that I'm planning. All right. Okay, another question from David. Hi David. So you said here, should I learn to draw to make things like you? Basically, if you need to learn to draw to make these things, well, I say that you need to understand the drawings, okay? If you want to create, if you want to be a designer, just like some people that just grab things from the internet and vector over, and you know, you're not gonna create something from your head. So this is why I like to mix the design with art, because you can create your own stuff, okay? Another question. Hi John, from Lisa. Hi Lisa. Affinity is better than Adobe? Well, Adobe Illustrator. Actually, guy, actually, this is a hard question and personal question. For me, Affinity is very better than Adobe Illustrator, but this is a personal opinion. Okay, there is people that do a lot of great jobs using Adobe Illustrator, but this is really personal. But for me, Affinity is better. Okay, another question from I don't know how to pronounce the name, because I think it's Russian. Haikovosky. Okay, hi John. How long have you been working as designer? I've been working as a designer since 2015. I started as intern graphic designer, and on there, this was my first step in the industry. So basically, I went to a game studio and learned a lot about drawings, why I made games, you know. So well, that's all for these questions. Let me check here another questions. There is a question in Portuguese, but I will try to translate it to you here, okay? Which is the best option, Procreate or Affinity Design? Well, this is the most question that I receive on Instagram and YouTube as well. The best software is depend what you really need, okay? For example, this character I did use vector. So if you are using the flat shape, thing like this, I recommend you choose Affinity Design. But if you are focusing only on drawings and paintings, something like this, I really recommend you to use Procreate, because Procreate I use to make some paintings and things like this. All right, I hope this is clear to understand. Okay, no more questions for now. I think that's all. All right, and hey guys, thank you so much. If you are not familiar with my YouTube channel, subscribe and leave a like. And you guys also can get exercises to practice with me in my Patreon community that I am building. So on there you can get exercises, a lot of stuff basically. Okay, so guys, thank you so much. I'm very happy with these results. Okay. And I hope you guys will practice as well. All right, see you in the next time. Bye guys. Let me close this.